Sup, Nibbles? J-Dawg back with another goddamn fucking interview. And today we got goddamn Jeff Walker of goddamn Carcass. And then we got the two new guys too, which I didn't even catch their goddamn names.
He's been in it since literally 2012.
That's the new shit.
Yeah, that is the new shit.
And I'm definitely a newbie. I've been in it since 2021. So.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even catch their names. They just jumped in. They're like, include me too. So I was like, I will include them too. Shout out to goddamn.
That's not what happened.
That's what happened. Shout out to goddamn Earache Al for helping me set this up. Otherwise, Jeff would have ducked my ass like John Gallagher.
Right now. What are their names?
Yeah, what are your goddamn names?
James.
Dan.
James and Dan, in case you happen to give a fuck. Anyway, start from there, goddamn Jeff. I'm gonna goddamn start from the very beginning, I guess. Is well, first of all, actually, before we even get there, is gotta say, I didn't realize this. No jokes. When did you cut your hair? When I saw you walked up, I was like, is that George Clooney up there? The fuck?
Oh, yes. More Brad Pitt, actually. 2 weeks ago.
Oh, so very recent. Okay, so I'm not. I was like, I expected to see some dreads banging up there still.
Wow,
So
you saw it in the loop. It's been all over Facebook today.
I'm not on fucking Facebook, dude. Only 12-year-old girls are on Facebook.
You're going wrong then, aren't you?
Actually, I told him.
You told me during the set. I was like, is that Clooney up there? She's like, no, that's Walker. He hacked the shag.
It's a matter of time.
Was Hulkamania running wild on the head? That's why you cut it like me?
It's like, I got tired of dying it. You haven't stopped though, haven't you?
No, I haven't, but I gotta have to sit.
I got tired of dying
So the crowd tells me I look like I'm 66, and I need
How old are you?
How old do you think I am now?
41.
He's pretty damn close. I'll be 40 in
42.
January.
Huh?
I'll be 40 in January.
Wow.
These fuckheads think I'm 66.
How
How old do you think the wife is?
Damn, load. Oh, 38.
She's 40. Goddamn it. Yeah, you weren't attending my goddamn birthday bash for her in February. I didn't think Jeff Walker would show up. Anyway, starting from the goddamn very beginning, let's start with the goddamn demo. What happened to who was the other singer? Sanchez or
Sanjeev.
Yeah, what the fuck happened to him?
So long ago. Jesus, do I have to think about it? I know he lives in Leicester now. He's a bus driver. I know that much.
So he's burnt out on metal?
To be honest, no, he's a bit older than us, and he was moving in different circles. Me, Bill, and Ken, the same age group. He was like, but only 2 years older, maybe 3. But when you're that young, that's like a decade.
Yeah, I know.
And he was hanging out with different friends, and someone probably talked shit about him, and it's like, he was out of the band. He never seemed right, to be honest. He never felt right.
He didn't even last.
He was taller than me, so
he was what?
He was taller than me.
Taller than you said to get him the boot.
Yeah. No, but joking aside, yeah, he was slightly older. He was into different things, and me, Bill, and Ken were totally into the band, and he had a different outlook on life, and we just drifted apart, I guess. To be honest, I can remember they started to audition other vocalists, and I don't know where I was, probably with a girlfriend or something, and yeah, I don't know. It's not hard to explain when you're that young. It felt like a 10-year age gap. Yeah. Seriously.
How old are you now?
I'm 55.
55. And how old is Bill?
55.
Okay. Yeah, I tried to get Bill out of here too, but he's like, I'm not coming out. He's like, Jeff, don't shut the fuck up. So I'm not even joining.
That is what he said.
That's what he said on the bus.
Ooh, damn. Right. Band's over then.
Yeah. So when you guys then eventually did Reek, I mean, I have so much.
Christ, we're going to be here all night. Come on, man.
No, well, I ain't gonna go over the crap records, so I won't be here all night. On Reek, you guys were using the medical terms and shit like that, and I understand there's medical books. Who had the medical books, and how did you even guys learn to even decipher some of those words? Because even if you see them spelled out, like for example, one of the hits on there. You guys don't play it live, of course. Microwave uterus gestation. Am I even saying that right? I don't even know.
Yeah, you're doing that.
Okay, so how did you guys even know what the words meant? Even if you had the book, you're like, okay, here's the word, how to pronounce it, how to use it, where'd you get the books, etc.
Just trying to be clever. I mean, my sister was a nurse. She had a nurse's dictionary, an English dictionary. It's just trying to be clever. It really was. It was just, I remember Bill and Ken would write some lyrics, and then I just took it a bit further, putting in clever words. It's just...
Who did majority of the lyrical writing then?
I mean, the first lyrics were by Ken, and Bill wrote...
Oh, Ken wrote them, okay.
Yeah, and then Bill wrote some, and then I took over, kind of. I saw what they were doing, and being a twat, I thought I could be more clever, and that's what I did. And I really just, I mean, you could write a very simple English sentence, but you could be more clever with it, throw some Latin in there or a very convoluted word. I mean, just wordplay, that's all.
But as a whole, too, that record, I mean, you guys completely treat that like a redheaded stepchild and fucking kick that thing down like
not anymore. I mean, at the time we were
What do you
very
mean not anymore? You play
when
with
we
a
were
general
very
grinder.
when we were very disappointed. We were very disappointed when it came out because it sounded like it wasn't the album we wanted it to be. I mean, I wanted an album that would blow away "Rain in Blood" by Slayer.
It did.
Well, maybe in Sweden,
in extremity,
in
it
like
definitely
some
did.
villages.
I would say, honestly, and there's going to be some people that disagree. I think it's the most extreme record to date. Now, some people might disagree. Like, as stuff came along, that was very influenced by Carcass. Like Last Days. Jesus fucking Christ, cameraman dropping shit on the fucking floor.
Broken.
Yeah, we got a broken microphone stand out. Jeff's got bad goddamn luck. The bastard in the sky must hate him too. I thought it'd be on Glenn Benton, but he must hate Walker. Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Better be, goddammit.
I mean, it's very sweet you saying that, but no, I mean,
No, but
I
as
mean-
far as
I
'cause it's
mean-
got the rawness, it's got and here's the thing too is it's got blast beats on it. So you got Napalm Death Scum, Repulsion Horrified. There wasn't much with blast beats. I mean, Terrorizer World Downfall wasn't out yet. I mean, that was so fucking ahead of its. I don't think these idiot fucking kiddos of today realize how ahead of its time that record really is.
I think Reek's got an ambience to it in the same way that maybe, I don't know, what can I think, Venom or Battery does, because it's so badly recorded. People sitting in the bedroom are imagining this kind of crazy thing that's going on. But that's not really how we wanted it to sound. But I'm glad it turned out like that, and I'm glad that people like it, Because we moved on and we've proved ourselves later with, like, better produced records that no one likes. But, you know what I mean?
They obviously do like them, and I like them too. I mean, I bust your guys' balls, but actually I am a big fan of Heartwork. I even like Swan Song quite a bit. And you guys don't play shit off that. I mean, kind of did a little
We
bit
played
of
a little bit. So,
Yeah, exactly.
We
a
only
little
have
bit of
45 minutes, so we can't do everything,
Yeah, no, and I get that. But, I mean, also, too, on the cover art for Reek, and then only for the picture disc and the interlay for Symphony of Sickness, you had the gore arts. Where did you guys get those pieces?
medical books. To be honest, the first book, we were in the studio. Dig had bought a book. There used to be a big. What's that bookstore that used to be next to the Crowbar? Can you remember, James?
Can't remember.
Very famous,
remember.
very famous bookstore. Anyway, so Dig came in with a book,
I don't know.
and we've been talking about bands like Big Black, Lydia Lunt, who'd done gore things, and Dig gave us this book, and I took it away and then got another book. Those books were very expensive back then, university books. I mean, nowadays you'd laugh, maybe $30, but when you got no money,
Yeah.
when a book's $30 when you're a teenager, you're like, what the hell? But medical books from universities.
So you just took pieces out of each and made a collage.
Yeah.
Now, when Symphonies came out, it's got this blob of shit on the cover that to this day I don't even know what the fuck it is. Well, I guess two questions.
That's because our old manager Martin, when he worked at Earache, they decided they did not want to release the same cover art as Reek because it was very difficult to sell into the stores. You know what I mean?
It's supposed to be extreme.
Record stores wouldn't take that. Like the Reek cover, record shops wouldn't stock it.
That's where
Germany.
That's how you shy the pussies away.
Germany, for example. I mean, Cannibal Corpse ran into trouble with the lyrics and their artwork. So you imagine that sleeve in Germany. So we had to tone things down. And honestly, I was pissed off because the original Symphony sleeve was the gore,
Yeah.
but better. But then they decided to make it into this fucking menu thing. I mean, the front cover is actually someone who shot the head off.
So yeah, wait, what is that actual cover?
It's a woman's head upside down with the head blown off, but blown off.
I mean, at least it's
from
cool,
a black
but
and
I mean-
white photograph, really enhanced.
Yes, I just seen. I was like, I literally don't know what this blob is.
It's somewhere else. I think I can't remember.
So
But
they
it's like
didn't let you do that in Germany at all? Like you couldn't.
like in Germany, Symphony's got released, which is that black and white cover, not gatefold, nothing inside.
Oh,
So annoying. Like later with Earache, with the later releases, with the cassettes, with like, you remember they re-released those albums?
Correct. It was like the bluish greenish cover.
Oh
I'll just
my
not
god! I just wanted to die.
Dude, they even cut the track listing on the CD. They're one of the reissue CDs. It's missing like 6 of the songs or so. just said,
kind of gave up on life by then
Oh.
because it totally diluted what it was about. You know, I mean, it was about that's it. You know, not this toning shit down to try and make it commercial. It's meant to be. The idea with Reek was, if we sell 1,000 copies and make a cult album, mission accomplished. But then we realised it took off, and then with symphonies, it's better recorded, better songs. It was meant to be more brutal, but then the label made it more commercial by turning it inside out, which is kind of cool, I guess, because it's still got the same shit on it. Yeah. Because like Martin, our old manager, blah blah blah, he designed the art. I hated it when I saw it. It always like to be. It's like a menu for restaurants. I was like, it's not how I envisaged it. I did like loads of the lettering again, handwritten lettering like Reek, never got used, you know. So
now, but having said that though, like, and I understand because you were saying like, you know, how Reek sounds and sounding better on symphonies, and you can play better. I get that, but by Necroticism tools of the trade, why did you guys get rid of like the pitch shifting vocals? Like, you could have been better musicians and also had better recordings, but still stuck with this very similar formula. Like, what was the reason you guys kind of canned that?
because we couldn't really do it live, and I think Bill's vocals were good enough anyway to do the deep shit. So the pitch shifting thing was just like first 2 records, studio and live for a bit, and then it's didn't have the technology back then to take it on the road. I mean, the first tour with Death, we took a Yamaha SPX90 effects unit. We rented it. We lost it after the second gig, so we lost $500 straight away. So, and then it's like, it's not like nowadays where everyone's got a laptop and, you know, very DIY back then. You like.
So when you guys come to Necroticism, yeah, it's more like, I guess, professional. You got rid of pitch shifting vocals. It's just more like your snarlish vocals, which I always thought. That's the reason I still like Heartwork and Swan Song. It still at least had your signature snarling vocals, which I've always liked. But you guys became more of what I would consider actually, I could clarify this too first, is I've always said on my channel, in my opinion, the first 2 Carcass records, those aren't death metal. That to me is gore grind. And that's where the genre started.
Got nothing to say.
Yeah, we'll get into the word when we get to
that's
those
great.
later on.
But that's great. That's great. But
Nails over there.
Biting his nails?
Yeah.
What do you gotta say about all this? Am I right, wrong? Like,
I mean, no. But can I just say? I mean, to me, it's just death metal. But the fact we've been like accused of inventing this shit, you know what? Fucking great. I mean,
Well, we
but
kinda-
it's not like we decide we're inventing this new shit. We're just playing death metal, you know. Same with Repulsion. You know, they didn't invent anything. They were just playing, you know, speed up Sodom. From if you talk to Scott, that's what that's what he'd say about
Did you see
it.
my Scott interview?
Huh?
Did you see my Scott
No,
interview?
it's all about him, isn't it?
No, you said you saw my shit.
I don't watch your stuff every bloody day.
I didn't say you did, but I figured at least if you see some shit, you're like, oh, Scott, finally somebody I like.
I've met Scott. I don't need to watch him.
Hey, he talked about you. You drew his goddamn Horrified cover.
Yeah, reimagine. You should have seen the original cover. That's a story. But
Well, I don't know. I think that Horrified cover, you don't like how it turned out. I think that's a masterpiece.
no, I mean the original artwork that they surrendered. I couldn't let them like do that to themselves.
Oh, does it look like shit?
It was like watercolor. And I wish I still had a picture of it. Yeah, it was really.
How bad?
Well, so who's...
I don't want to be horrible, but it was like.
Oh,
I mean, even the hand that was outreach only had like 4 fingers, like a thumb and 3 fingers, and it wasn't. I was just like, no.
You're
You're talking about like inventing these new things, blah blah blah. Go on. Necroticism's progressive metal. There you go.
What is progressive metal?
The third album. It's prog rock.
You think Necroticism is prog rock?
Yeah.
How
I've
so?
had this with Malcolm Down and bloody Jerry Ewan. He's got keyboards, long songs, fucking pieces of music, sound, everything like it's progressive in the true sense. Using technology, everything about it. What people think prog rock is now is like, are you Opeth? No, this is like, sorry, I should quickly edit that. But progressive rock is basically, are you pushing the envelope? And that's what we were doing at the time. We were using samplers in between the tracks, long pieces of music, everything, all the cliche that prog rock is not like that anymore. Prog rock is now are you? Do you have any like classical influences inside? We did have classical influences from Ken, but prog rock. Help me out here, James. Prog rock has become this kind of cliche. You know what I mean? It's a modern interpretation.
I guess in many ways, like progressive rock in the 70s was about like bands
pushing the
reaching
envelope
beyond what they could do and stretching themselves and playing at the edge of their abilities.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's what we were doing on that
I
third
think
album.
that's exactly what Necroticism is.
Yeah.
It's like a band playing on the edge of its capabilities.
And like I sold this to Malcolm Doane and Jerry Ewan, English magazine, prog. They were having none of it. Down the Crowbar, drunk. Come on, it's a prog album. No. Their idea of prog is like, does it tick all the boxes? Deep Purple, blah. You know, the kind of like, yeah. Prog has become this kind of cliched, you know, nonsense.
And long songs as well, which is
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Thing. Yeah. I mean, I think it's not prog as in 70s prog. But
exactly.
It's like
it's progressive, as in.
Not prog, it's progressive. Yeah.
Not anymore. It's fucking retro now.
If you try and learn how to play in propagation, that's fucking progressive.
Yeah.
Well, so like what was the reason that you added in Michael Amott, etc.? Like, what was the reason?
No, we after Symphony's songs started to get after Reek, the song got longer, and after Symphonies, they got longer and longer. You know, so
what does that have to do with Michael Amott?
Huh?
What does that have to do with adding Michael Amott?
Nothing. You said that, not me.
No, I said yeah. What was the reason for like adding him? Like, what did you think? Why did you feel you needed?
We wanted him to join after the first album because he'd come to England to join Napalm Death, and he turned it down. Because actually, Napalm were courting him to replace Bill, but the pair of them quit at the same time, kind of. And we were trying to. We like Mike. Do you want to join Carcass? He said no. Then we did Symphonies, and when he heard it, he was like, "Shit." He's like, he wished he'd been involved, you know. So
well, because if you listen to the Carnage, the demos, you could hear clearly the Carcass influence on them. And then obviously when Dark Recollections album came out, which I don't know if you even like or listen to, or
well, I paid for it, so I should fucking know.
Yeah, but I don't know what Jeff likes nowadays.
There's one good track in it, and that's the one with the DB. What's that? Torn Apart.
Torn Apart. Yeah,
that's the only good song.
It's only a good song. Yeah, our camera stand goddamn broken. Jeff's apparently got fucking bad luck. So again, blame it on fucking God. I figure it happened to goddamn.
You mentioned my game, and these lawyers intervened. Angela intervened.
So you only like so that blows my goddamn mind. My you only liked one song off Dark Recollections.
I only like one song. That's from the demo.
Jesus, fuck.
I mean, you talk about posers. That's a poser album.
How's that a poser album?
Anyone that says that's a fucking brilliant album is like.
So okay.
Do you think that's better than like Left Hand Path?
I didn't say better.
Well, I'm asking you though. It's a genuine question because I know musicians like Matt Harvey who would say that's better. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what? No fucking way. It's a way of like people trying to outpose each other. It's like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
More underground.
So by that case, I mean you got to be thinking bands like Gate Creeper and stuff of nowadays is the most deplorable garbage on earth. Like these newer bands, I mean, you probably like who and understand.
I know who they are, yeah.
But I mean, if you think Carnage is a composer album,
I don't think it's a poser. I'm saying
you just said it was a poser
I said
album.
People who would claim that to be their favorite album would be posers. It's like who can find the most like obscure, not revered album to make themselves seem clever. That's what I'm saying.
I guess.
I can say what I want. I pay for the fucking album. So,
It's like a historically interesting album in that, like, obviously members of it went on to be in Dismember.
Yeah,
and
it was actually Dismember with
and
Mike.
It's got some good songs on it. I think it's
a
pretty
one good song.
Pretty in that early Swedish death metal style. I think it's an important record.
Absolutely.
But I think
it was actually on the tail end of it as well. They were probably one of the last bands to be in Sunlight.
And I think to fans, it's obviously interesting that it was published by you on your Necrosis Records imprint that you were doing at Earache. So there is a sort of historical importance.
But I think there's a cool factor to it. You know what I mean? It's like Dismember, Entombed. Now that's the real bollocks.
Did you like an ever flowing stream then?
Of course, man.
Okay, so you do, but that's after Carnage. That's an ultra poser record then.
No, because like those songs predate it, and it's the same musicians. So
okay, Indecent and Obscene, second fucking Dismember album. Total poser record then, right?
I didn't pay any attention.
It's fucking great
I
record.
mean, this guy, if you want to know from like about 1990 to fucking 2019,
No,
he's a guy to
96
talk
or
to.
something.
Well, actually, that's a perfect question, because I was going to ask you anyways. I was going to say shit 2000 and up, but holy fuck, you're worse than goddamn Dawn of the Dead. We'll get to him in a minute.
I've not listened to death metal since 1990.
That's what I'm saying. Is there anything, I was going to say after 2000, is there any death metal after 91 and up? Any that you like?
Of course there is, but
Like who?
Good question. I don't know.
Well, also, is there any,
I mean,
like,
this is a busman's holiday. Every night I'm singing bands. I was just in Vietnam. I went to a fucking gig. You know, I can't remember what the band was called, Vulgar or something. If it's a South African band,
Did you like it?
No, they were the worst band. The
Oh,
best
right.
band.
That's what I wanted to see.
The best
What's
band
the
was actually not the headline. It was a band from Indonesia. That was really fucking good. Because I thought it was going to be a night of metalcore, but it wasn't actually. The first band was metalcore.
Now, what do you think of metalcore? I think that's the gayest shit on earth, personally.
I
but-
couldn't give a fuck about it. You know.
What do you guys think?
He's a big metalcore.
I think there's some
from the end.
classic bands back in
Oh,
the
there
day.
we go.
You know,
Who's back in the day? What,
Well,
2010?
well, no. I think Integrity, All Out War, 25 to Life. You know,
That's like more like straight hardcore.
not really. I think All Out War is pretty metalcore, isn't it?
Okay. I mean, I'm as familiar with that as Jeff is as with Indecent Obscene.
Marauder.
Archangel. You know, there's some brilliant bands doing that genre. It's a perfectly legitimate genre. We're on tour with one of the best exponents of that genre. They're absolutely brilliant. You know, I mean, it's like as legitimate as anything else. You know, like grind, death metal, metalcore, hardcore. These are all just different things. You know, it's not like one's better than the other. For me, I guess it was listening to two earache compilations that got me into Carcass. It was in 1993. There was something called Earplug was released, which had like kind of 2 songs off Heartwork. But before then, I had the Grind Crusher, the original Grind Crusher, which had an alternate recording of Exhume to Consume with like a really evil,
Best thing we ever did.
yeah, a really evil sort of opening, which we have live, and like 6 guitar overdubs on the guitar. It's just the heaviest, most extreme shit I've ever heard, and I was just like fascinated by it. But that was my way into Carcass. Yeah.
That's the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
First time I met him, he was 17, playing with the.
He looks like he's
Vulgar
25.
US tour.
I'm 35. What was the question? Sorry, I'm zoning out.
How'd you get into like gaycore?
Oh,
Well, no.
Kanuko.
In the metal.
Kanuko.
no, I don't need to, because I'm just gonna get made fun of if I take it.
He's been playing in bands since he was 12 or 13. Seriously.
This guy's driven bands all over the world as well. I mean, he's a
I
long.
joined. Well,
hardcore.
yeah, I got into death metal pretty young. I got into death metal when I was like 13, I guess. I guess that's young. Is that young? I don't know if that's.
Was it that Poser Carnage album?
It wasn't. No. I haven't heard that.
The,
So
the,
I'm
album's
not
not
going to comment.
the album is not the poser, it's the person that listens to it.
I heard Carcass on a Nuclear Blast sampler, weirdly, and it was Heartwork, and I was like, "This is fucking sick." And then
That's so gay.
I bought Heartwork, and then worked backwards.
Did you?
Yeah.
You bought Heartwork?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, just speaking of it, before we set this up,
Vinyl.
he did answer.
CD.
Speaking of goddamn posers and shit, you see my channel. You called me out for calling guys posers and shit. How did you see whatever video you saw? Or like, did someone forward it to you, or how did you even find? Like,
It's all about him, isn't it? Jesus Christ. How are you married to him?
what do you mean? You said it, dude.
I was bored in bed, flicking between watching people making model tanks and like.
Yeah, but did you not see that top 6 albums of all time? And Reek was in it?
yeah. Respect.
Yeah,
Man. That's
yeah.
a good
See,
thing.
you gotta take the good. You gotta take the good with the bad. You gotta take the good with the bad, right?
There's no bad. You're gonna call me a poser? I don't give a fuck.
First off,
You're wearing a Krisiun shirt.
so you're like,
I love
you
those guys. They're my friends. I love
haven't
those guys.
heard them, I'm sure.
Of course, yeah. I fucking play with them a shitload of the time.
Okay.
It's only the other month, and
Yeah.
we know those guys.
I'm just saying. So going to like goddamn Heartwork, which I do like that record quite a bit. I think it's like the most, because like when Entombed was changing, I didn't like it. So if you want to call it like death and roll, I thought it was like the ultimate like death and roll record. Ironically enough, which I do think is a good song, but is my least favorite song on the record, but one of your guys' hits, so what the fuck do I know, is No Love Lost. Who wrote the lyrics to that? Because I thought the biggest turnoff was who did?
Me.
Okay, well, I'm going to have a bone pick with you then, I guess. Like, the lyrics on that, like, it could have still had the Carcass formula. Like, why not No Gore Lost? Or No Rot Lost?
Have you ever thought of, like, forming your own band? And just,
just give it tips for the Carcass box.
You're a frustrated musician, I guess.
Well, I remember I talked to my buddy Brian Baxter. Shout out to Goddamn Regurgitation. He's been on the channel, too, which you didn't watch. I remember because he likes up to Necroticism. I was like, did you like Heartwork, Brian? He's like, fuck no, bro. He's like, I remember when that came out, I saw No Love Lost. Say it ain't so, bro. That was the response. So, but like, yeah, why not? Like, why did you kind of, because like, you have like Carnal Forge and songs that were still like kind of the Carcass formula. Like, what was the mindset behind that? Because you had to figure, like, no, from where you guys came from, Reek. Like, even if you're like, I want to try something new, maybe this will disappoint, like, some of our fans.
I never really thought about it this hard, to be honest.
Right.
I mean,
You just did it and that was it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, having said that too, which I think...
It don't disappoint anyone, I mean, but it's like, it's the thing with Carcass. Some people love Reek like you. And some people like symphonies. And some people like Necroticism. Some people like Heartwork. Some people like Swan Song. But no one likes everything. That's fine, you know? I mean, there's some very queer people that like everything we've ever done, but I've never met anyone who likes old... Are we up to 7 albums now? 6? 7, I think? 7, yeah.
Can I say
Which is
something as
cool.
someone who was an outsider, of, obviously.
He wants to talk about his own band.
No. A Carcass fan from looking from the outside for most of my life. I think one of the great things about Carcass is that they evolved and changed with each record. You know, there's some bands who stay and do the same thing for like 6, 7, 10 albums, but Carcass, you can hear them growing, maturing, getting into different styles of music, expanding with each sort of album, and that's a journey, isn't it? And like,
You never know what you're gonna get.
yeah, that's why it's
Disappointment.
no, but that gives the band its unique
Day one.
identity. You
It's
know?
not disappointment. No, it's not.
It's like you want it to be like kind of Reek and Putrefaction forever, but I mean, you know,
That's it.
You can't be that person forever.
the band isn't that. And it's glorious that the band is both Heartwork and Reek and Putrefaction. That's what gives its unique history, its unique identity, its personality. So yeah.
I stuck up for fucking Heartwork and Swan Song more times than you count, so I'm not even gonna go there. Watch the back goddamn catalog.
You really did.
The title track Heartwork, which is my favorite song on there. One thing I was always confused by it is what the fuck do the lyrics mean? I can never
I've no
figure it out.
fucking idea.
You just like kind of throwing words together.
Yeah, I think it's a celebration of the lyrics and the music. It's some pretentious bullshit. Yeah,
You wrote those too.
yeah.
So did you write all the lyrics on Heartwork?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
So are you writing all the lyrics now?
Mhm.
For,
Unfortunately.
like, do
unfortunately,
Yeah. All the glory days are over. All the best stuff was done by Ken, you know? All the best riffs. So,
now would you guys ever consider? I already know it's an automatic no, but I figured I would just ask anyways. Is since you guys are kind of known for just putting out albums where it's like, oh, you don't know what you're gonna get.
reggae.
No, not that. But I'm saying, no. Would you guys be into the idea of going back to like a Reek Symphonies idea, recorded in modern times, and just
You just can't do... Oh, do you mean like reimagining it?
no,
Give me-
doing a
In
gore,
that
basically a
style.
gore grind record,
In that style.
and saying, hey, these kiddos in today, because there's so many clone bands that, I mean, you guys create a whole new subgenre.
I know,
right?
but yeah, there's no point. There's probably like 1,000 bands who've done it.
But-
so-
but here's the
and they're
thing.
probably better as well.
But when you say there's no point,
They
that-
were better. I mean, I remember back in the day, you had bands like Zeismer. Or as soon as we released Reek, a band like Zeismer from Finland did it so much better. You know, it's like, what's the point?
did you hear other bands like my personal 2 favorite Carcass worship bands are Hemorrhage and General Surgery? Have you
Yeah,
heard them?
of course, yeah. Of course.
And what did you think of them, man? Because
It's better than Reek, isn't it?
I mean, that's debatable.
I
but-
mean, it sounds better and they play better. So
when you hear that shit and it's clearly influenced, like, are you kind of like flattered by it, or are you kind of like,
of course, too fucking right. Oh, you could have said exhumed and fucking
impaled?
impaled.
The funny thing is with that is but with them is because I like exhumed and impaled a lot, and they're friends of mine. but I never considered them. I saw the Carcass influence, but I was like,
They're a bit more thrashy, actually.
Exactly. They had a lot of thrash elements in there too.
Yeah,
You can hear the Sodom influence. I was like, so when people, as I remember when Gore Metal came out, the first album by Exhumed, the reviews, this sucks, Carcass ripoff. I'm like,
I remember,
really, dude?
Do you
I was
remember,
like, you
do you
can hear
remember
the
that?
Carcass.
Do you remember that first Carcass tribute? I think Cattle were on it as well.
Cattle Decapitation.
They were on it, and all these bands.
Yeah.
Like, but Cattle was the most kind of like weirdest thing on that album. Nothing really grindy about it at all. I mean, nowadays, of course, it's insane what they're playing. But I remember back then. I mean, I remember like my friend played me played me that album. Was it? It's one of the kind of like a Reek kind of tribute.
Yeah. Did you think that tribute disc was cool, or?
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, fucking, it wouldn't be flattered,
Yeah. Did you Shit, I forgot what the fuck I was gonna say.
I mean, it's all great. I mean, you say why? I mean, would we consider going back? I mean, to be honest, me and Dan would. But I mean, the reality is, there's probably 2,000 bands that have been influenced by what we did and have done it better, and that's cool.
Did you like, because they're arguably considered a gore grind band by some people, and then they're around the same time as you guys, is the band Empatego.
Mm-hmm.
What did you like them?
I used to write to what used the main dude?
Steve O'Mark.
Yeah. Turn the camera off. I mean, I thought it was cool. That's pretty level.
Yeah.
I can't say I was blown away.
Okay, well,
lovely dudes.
Cool, but not blown away.
Yeah.
Going to Swan Song then.
Okay, that's like we're on the same level. Go on.
Well, I see. I kind of cleared all the albums, kind of fast paced. You didn't want to be here all goddamn night. It's obviously you guys are basically confirming this is our last record.
No, that wasn't the case at all.
Oh, I thought that was kind of why you called it Swan Song, and
only
also
after we fell out and all the bullshit with Sony, and that was after the event.
Well, so but what year did you?
I mean, we started doing the album. It was very positive, and by the time we got to the end of it, it was like, fuck, man, this is like.
See, I personally really like that record, but most people don't. You didn't think at the time when you were writing this, like, yeah, this is kind of too different. Or you're just like, fuck it, whatever. This is what you got.
I mean, I can remember like when Ken and Bill came to my house, and Bill was like, "This is what I've got." I'm like, "Okay," because I actually wanted to do something more extreme than Heartwork. Keep up to fucking intensity. But they were like, Bill was like, "This is what I've got." I'm like, "Okay," I got on board with it. I went along with it, and so I was always been a big supporter of Bill, and I was quite happy with it. I do think that. The problem is we wrote a shitload of songs, and the way we sequenced the album, it could have been better. There's better tracks that were left off the album, because what happens is if you record 14 songs, there's only 10 tracks, you start like, oh, I like this, I like that. I mean, what we used to do with Carcass, we'd record 10 or 8 tracks, that's the album. When you record more, people are like, I like this song, I like that song, and it gets watered down. If you just keep it to the album, keep it just focused, it's always going to be better. Sorry, I'm rambling now. With Swan Song, we just did it, and like we only fell out after it, kind of. We got burnt out. I mean, it was not. Everyone thinks we got signed to Sony, and like, oh, they slowed down and they did this and did that for Sony. No, we just did it because we wanted to. The label hated it.
Oh, they were pissed?
Yeah, too fucking right. And what's funny is like we probably hated the album as well, because I remember thinking there's only 2 guitar tracks on it. And at the time I thought it sounded a bit weak after Heartwork, but I was on tour with Brewery when I used to play with them like years later in Spain on a massive PA. They were playing it. I was like, fuck. I was texting Bill, we should have given out a massive PA with every copy of this album. It sounded it still sounds fucking great, actually. Swan Song. At the time, it sounded a bit weak, but it's like,
why don't you guys do any songs live on that?
Huh?
Every time I've seen you guys don't play shit on that live. You kind of
we play Keep On Rotting, a bit of Black Star, but we don't play much of Symphonies or Reek, to be honest, do we? So.
Fuck no, you don't. I was pissed.
Yeah, he was.
We played 45 minutes, mate.
No, but I've seen you other times we played 65 minutes, mate. Like there There was no goddamn microwave regurgitation. My personal favorite psychopathologist. No goddamn pyrocystify written to the gore. No regurgitation of goblets.
We played Rotten to the Gore recently, actually. You should have been in fucking Obscene Extreme last year.
It's like on the other side of the world.
Well, tough shit, mate. We played an hour of all fat shit.
I'm just saying.
It's probably on fucking YouTube.
Yeah,
Check
but
it out.
hey, did you see my video? Not all about me. It was a shout out to you guys, and it was a Carcass suggestion box. Did you see this video where I said, "Hey, granted, this is not out of the realm of possibility, because Mayhem did it with their Day Mysterious album, Deicide just did it with Legion. BAMs are basically touring with their old, playing in its album entirety. My suggestion box, which you ain't gonna listen, is I said, come out, play Reek and Putrefaction in its entirety." Sprinkle in some Reek songs. Good night, fucking Cleveland. No, but think about it. Hang on. But I know you're thinking that's stupid, man.
There's an elephant in the room that's not here.
What's the elephant?
It's the elephant that's not here.
Ken Owen?
No, the other elephant.
Bill Steer that he doesn't want to do it?
I don't ask him. Go on the bus and go and ask him.
I'd love to. Because
I'd love to play more old stuff.
No, but I'm saying, but the thing is even if I don't know if you guys are just doing this for a paycheck nowadays or whatever, and I can understand that you're older, I get it. But what I'm saying is, I think a lot of old heads would come out. You can sell Reek shirts. We still Reek and Putrefaction on the back. I can see it now.
We still play old songs. You know.
What are you talking about? You play Gentle Grinder and Exhume to Consume. It's like Good Night Cleveland.
We can't play the whole fucking. We've got 45 minutes. We just released a new album like 2 years ago.
We quite often do the song Reek and Putrefaction, Parasified, Rotten to the Gore, Feticide, Genital Grinder.
Obscene Extreme.
No, with
What? Did what?
Sorry,
Which song? Oh, Empathological.
Empathological Necroticism, yeah.
We played that in Czech, actually, last year.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, these old school sets they're hot. They're on fire now. Strike that down while it's hot.
You need to travel to Czech.
Bail the hay while the sun's out. Get
come
that
here.
guy to walk. Hey, you stand right for the camera, homeboy. I'll sit right down.
Do you not know who this is?
Fuck no, I don't.
This is Mass from Samael. Shame on you, poser.
Wait,
He's a poser. What a fucking poser.
I can't understand that goddamn.
Poser.
I can't understand that British accent. Who'd you say?
This is Mass from Samael.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
Poser. In the house.
He's got corpse paint on. How the fuck am I supposed to? And he's 62 years old. How the fuck am I supposed to recognize? I'm just saying, dude. You're the old photo.
Let's do this from the top.
So I'm splicing this together. God damn it! Fucking phone fell. Microphone stand's broken, so you don't need to be a dick
Where you
licker
going?
and put it in the goddamn comments. I'm fully fucking aware of the shit situation. It broke on the way here, homeboy. I wasn't walking to Walmart and buying a new goddamn one. I didn't realize until I got in the room and Jeff would be on his way home fucking getting lap dances. So had to do work.
I thought I talk quick. You talk very quick. You know that?
Oh yeah.
Very. Yeah.
Can't keep up,
seriously.
Grandpa. What are you talking about?
Ooh, fuck it. You need subtitles for you, mate.
No, you got to watch my Waddy interview for fucking Exploited. Jesus fuck, man. They say people said in the comments it makes J-Dawg look like a goddamn monk. The way he talks. Did you like the Exploited? Did you like punk and hardcore and shit?
Yeah, I bought Exploited Barmy Army 7-inch in 1981. That and Discharge, and luckily, I mean, years later, we've played with Exploited.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to say, what is my friend? I mean,
Waddy's your friend?
I'm not. He's not really a friend, but to be honest, he actually recognised me on occasion when we meet. So yeah, it's pretty.
So if
cool.
I asked about you in an interview, he would remember. He would knew who you were.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves his metal. I remember someone was telling me he loved Painkiller when it came out with Priest.
Oh no shit. Okay. Yeah.
He's total metalhead.
Well, three things I got to clear up before when we split, because we're gonna splice it together. One, my homegirl Elise wanted me to ask, and I kind of agree. Don't give me a lame answer either. Gun held to your head, so someone's gonna blow your brains out. If somebody asked you to rank the Carcass albums in order, what would you put them first to last? Somebody's gonna be first, somebody's gonna be last. And if you say Reek's last, I'm leaving this fucking interview, man.
Well, that's like a really retarded question, isn't it? I mean, it's not.
At least she says it's a retarded question.
It's not my position or job.
All right, fine. What was it?
Well, like, I'd just say like the first three in order, wouldn't I? So, Reek.
What's your favorite record and what's your least favorite then? That's just two records.
But I don't have to listen to this. It's like I don't look in the mirror, do I? I don't have to listen to this crap.
You don't look in the mirror? How do you goddamn fucking how do you shave your face when you shave the other side?
No, I'd say Reek, Symphonies, and Necroticism, because like that's the order that we did them when we were younger. And
Yeah, but I figured
favorite times of my life, you know.
No, but I figured you would have said, for example, your favorite, and I don't think it's
Wrong,
wrong.
wrong,
I figured you
wrong.
were going to say Heartwork.
No fucking way.
What do you mean? You played the most songs off that tonight.
Doesn't mean it's my favorite. It's what people. It's the most favorite for people like that album the most.
So you would say that is the fan favorite?
Yeah, that's the album that sold the most. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 30 years this year, so.
Okay.
But if you talk about my babies
Okay.
I
yeah.
gave birth to, then the first three.
Next question.
I don't like the middle child. No, actually, I love the middle child most than the first and the last. Isn't that the way it is?
Next thing I want to mention is kind of the obvious is I thought it was cool when you guys put out those double disc reissues that all spelled Carcass, the CDs plus the DVD, and you had Ken Owens in there. I thought it was very, very cool you guys to include him in there. How is he doing these days, and what's he up to, and do you still talk to him, communicate with him? Or
It's on Facebook. Why do you
I'm
ask
not on
him?
Facebook.
Yeah, we don't
You're not on Facebook?
Fuck no, dude.
Okay, well tell your public and on Facebook to hit him up.
But I'm not on there. I'm asking
Well,
for
if
me.
you're not on it, that's your problem. But tell your fans out there, hit him up on Facebook. He'd fucking love to hear of you.
Oh, good.
Random question.
I mean, seriously,
Okay.
because like he'll text me or Bill, but I think he'd love the attention. I mean,
But me asking you then, do you stay in contact with him? Or do you still
yeah,
talk?
he's texting me today.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's texting him today. I mean,
Just
do you want his number? You can have it if you want. He'd fucking love to hear of you.
Okay, cool.
I'll give it to you.
You got my number now.
You
won't be
can
using
have
it
you
ever
can
again,
text
but you
him.
got it.
Just
But-
feel like if they want to hit him up.
No, honestly, he would really appreciate you people on Facebook.
Okay.
You know, they do, but he's like, I mean, he'd love the adulation, the attention, and like, you know.
A lot of people are probably unaware of this, channel watching and shit like that. You're familiar with Dawn of the Dead from Nunslaughter. I asked him, I was like, yeah, dude, man, what the fuck? You dick Jeff on his Bathory shirt. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't got no Bathory shirt. He's like, he said he gave you a Bathory shirt he wants back. He never gave me no Bathory shirt. What are you talking about? What's that all about?
I sent him a Bathory shirt in like 1990.
Well, doesn't that mean it's his property then?
Yeah, but I want it back. I got it. I mean, I think it's a bootleg that Whale from Bolt Thrower made, I think. But I've not seen Don since 1990. I don't think.
He says when he plays over there, Jeff
Maybe
doesn't show
92.
up.
Huh?
He says when the Nunslaughter plays over there, Don don't show
Plays
up.
where?
When Nunslaughter plays your town, Jeff don't show up.
They didn't play anywhere.
That's what he said.
Last time I heard about them, they had 2 cassettes out.
You've been keeping up. What are you talking about, dude? We've done at least 90 releases on Hells Alone.
Oh, they're on your label.
Well, they are, but that's not besides the point. They were around before we existed. Now, okay, let's actually take them. A band like Nunslaughter, you knew Don. Did you actually like the music, or no? You're just like, I like Don.
I don't think I've ever listened to it.
You never listened
But
to
I
Don.
love Don. He was such a pretty boy when he was younger.
Pretty boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
when I see his pictures now on Facebook, I can still see the young, beautiful boy.
Yeah, but I heard you got more chicks over the years.
Don.
No, you.
No fucking way.
That's
Look at
not
me
what I
now,
heard.
no.
Not what he said.
Well,
I don't want to throw out names.
well, I know what you're talking about. I think he'd been there as well.
I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to say no names.
I'll cut that out. That's rude.
Yeah. No names. Well, I guess we kind of end it there since our video is fucked beyond belief. Although we'll see if we can edit out those camera falls, or we'll splice these two parts together. Samael guy walked in, still didn't get the what the fuck he's doing here. Anything you want to add, Carcass, and also the Quiet Boys down here? Granted, I wasn't expecting you guys, so sorry about that. I wasn't keeping you down I wasn't kicking you down like a tomato can like Jeff does on goddamn Reek Computer Faction.
Apparently, you're not worth one bill steer.
I didn't know they were coming. I know the oldies. I'm right behind you, Jeff. Well, technically, I look older than you, apparently.
Yes, you do.
Wow. What was the question? Sorry, I've just been zoning.
Is there anything you wanted to sign off with since you guys kind of got set off in the shade there?
Thanks, everyone.
Keep on rocking. Hell's
on
Hate.
rocking.
Keep on rocking. It's keep on rotting in the free world. Right?
Yeah,
No,
that too.
let him say
Do
what he
here for moral support.
What about you, Jeff? Is there anything you wanted to say or add?
Nice to meet you finally.
Yeah.
Didn't understand the word you fucking said.
What are you talking about? You answered every goddamn question. You understand everything. Perfectly fine.
Still don't know what a canoe is.
Still don't know what a canoe is?
A canoe is a canoe.
Yeah, you explain.
Canadian.
Yeah.
See, but you still under the Carcass top 6. You're not going to do the Recomputer Faction tour that I said on my channel and told you in person. And, and I'll probably never hear from you again, right? Even though you got my number. I can send you a gift pack, everything.
You're still waiting for the order he put in.
What do you mean? He got his
With
Beast of
Hell
Warlust
Finder.
LP. He said it was fucking jamming.
It was.
Yeah, damn straight. All in the UK. That's it, motherfuckers. Buy your Beast of Warlust LP, goddammit. Later.